This, that, Nickelodeon, Mary Jane and Opium. Fresh from the FedEx, yes, we got a load of them. Yeah, tear the shit down like depression. The moral of the story is you get the lesson. I'm colder than the weather in Nova Scotia. The flow is colder, turn down. You just like the lame dude. Get the shoulder, have these niggas swinging that Chris Rock when I pitch a boulder. My intentions was ill will.
You cry.
When I rap, get a pill feel. I can meditate and stay connected to the earth like a mill drill. They taught you to lie to your kids with Santa. I verse in the AI now and got the answer. Don't kill yourself trying to be me with the Tanner. My eagle love getting blown like a blammer. I'm biased to the low comprehension, cause people claim both to get a mention.
You cry.
And we don't wanna hear that. Keep that over there. Gotta do better. That's if you knew better. But I don't wanna bore y'all with the talk. Back to regular schedule showgramming. Executive sessions. Here. Welcome to the upper echelon of Megatrons. And it's dangerous.
Laugh now, cry later. Pin that fly shit you talk, manifest when you falling from a skyscraper. A headshot could be a mind changer. I'm just a nigga that could hustle, getting my side paper. You know it's over when the nine sprayer. Oh, we robbing everything that you got. We operate as personality, just like your chain. It got faker, but the bullets like the ice in your drink. They shot chasers, too much talking. You going in places these cops take us. Prison is a mental design for time chambers. Procrastination is a disease for time takers. When it's war, they could never be law for line makers. Suck ahead, be stupid and cross and die. Player got the full fifth, waving you down like hi hater. When your soul leave earth, you could let the sky take it, cause you thought shit was sweet. Laugh now, cry later.
Man, y'all know what it is, man. It's getting scary for you niggas out here, man. Know y'all feeling the pressure. This network shit, this shit real, man. Ain't nothing but real shit over here, nigga. Chris Cyphers just gave y'all a dome shot. Dangerous just put you niggas in a body bag. And now I'm about to bury you niggas, man. Yo, I'm back riding again. Dangerous and Cyphers, we gon' have to body them then. Yeah, these niggas done. We gon' have your whole crew on the run. This ain't a game, you niggas lame. Come and catch this flame, we ain't built the same. You niggas just like the cap of fame. The 40 will make your soul glow. Silencer on the end of the barrel, where the smoke blow. I need a heat check, Lilith from the logo. Smoke is out, you can smell my mojo. Fucking with Drake Cobbs, that's a no-no. It's that victory, Box Grind and D-Way. Looking to let the heat spray. We pull up to your block like it's D-Day. We ain't playing, nigga, this ain't E-Day.
I'm mixed with the pain, prayers with the grind. Trauma in my DNA, but I still realign. Roots in the dirt, spirit in the ceiling. This ain't just therapy, this that blended healing. Concrete rose, yeah, I bloom through the feeling. Tapped in the truth in these healing realms. Stitching my soul in them blended healing realms. Bless up. From the stoop to the shrine, I've been earning my life. Didn't pray for a savior, had to learn how to fight. Burning sage like incense, but my spirit don't fold. Still got pain in my pocket and this mic I hold. I ain't soft, I'm sacred, that's strength in disguise. Eye to eye with my demons, I ain't blinking this time. Broke every curse that was signed in my blood. Now I dance in the storm, make a waltz out the mud. Meditating in chaos, peace in the noise. Built a temple from trauma, turn my cries into voice. Crystals in my hoodie, cards in my palm. Yeah, I tear it through the trenches and I'm psalm through the psalms. Word.
Whispers in the wind say keep going. My past ain't changed, it's gold, I'm growing. Every wound is a prayer in disguise. I bleed truth and I rise.
I mix aid with the pain, prayers with the grind. Still drama in my DNA, but I still realign. Every roots in the dirt, spirit in the ceiling. This ain't just therapy, just that blended healing. Concrete rose, yeah, I bloom through the feeling. Tapped in the truth in these healing realms. Stitching my soul in the blended healing realms. Blended healing realms.
You step onto cracked sidewalks before dawn and already you're leaving traces. Every silent promise whispered to yourself, every glance you dodge when somebody reaches out, every piece of yourself you swallow to keep the peace. Those moments don't vanish, they settle into your bone like old bills and you never paid. That weight presses down when you close your eyes, making your chest tight as if someone's pressing a fist there. You could try to outrun it with fast living or drown it in noise, but the balance you ignore always comes back. Like debt collectors tapping at your door in the form of a broken trust, stalled dreams, restless nights. It isn't some distant judgment. It's a raw push of energy you sent out, snapping you right back. When you give respect, honesty, and help without an audience, you're building support underneath your feet. When you cut corners, spread half truths, or walk past someone in need, you're signing your own IOU. Real talk. If you don't settle your own score, life is going to keep reminding you. No appeals, no timeouts until you learn to square up what you owe yourself in the world. Welcome to Blended Healing. We're talking about karma, baby, and how it's what it's going to take in order for you to balance that out. You see, when life hits repeat, you got to recognize the warning signs. Because you roll out of bed convinced today you're going to break the cycle, only you discover that you're stuck in the same chapter. Maybe it starts with that familiar knot twisting in your gut as soon as you open your phone, or it crashes in the middle of a conversation that you should have had been very simple, leaving you snatching back a word that you meant to say. These moments feel random until you notice that they're all echoes of choices you put off facing. That pattern, same misstep, same regret, signals your own soundtrack hitting replay, and it won't shut off until you change the track. First, you got to listen to your mind when you catch yourself replaying the same argument over and over, or running through should have said this and shouldn't have done that. Don't brush it off as overthinking. That loop is a neon sign blinking. Unsettled business here. You trying to outrun what you haven't owned. Every time you go someone who trusted you or dodge a hard conversation, right? It becomes its course is your peace. Your brain replays the scene until you finally sit down and square what's old. Next, pay attention to your body. You can't fake a racing heart at traffic lights or nausea when you think about your bank balance or a relationship that's on fumes. Sleepless nights. They're not just busy thoughts. That's your spirit waving a red flag, tension in your shoulders, headaches right above your eyes, restless limbs that drag you out of bed before dawn. Those are your own debt collectors barging through the door, demanding you pay attention to what's been neglected. Look at the people closest to you. When someone you love starts pulling away or treating you like you owe them an explanation, it isn't always their problem. It's a reflection of what you carried into that space. You see, trust breaks when promises went unpaid. Respect treads water when you flip-flop on your word. Every time you said you'll show up and don't, every time you claim that you got someone's back, then bail at the first hint of heat, you widen the gap until the people you care about drift into some safe distance away from you. Then what about what you really doing? Your hustle, your job, or whatever, right? You talk big about your dreams and you share milestones and group chats. But the next morning, you can't find the energy to chase what you said that you wanted. The things that you working on stole, ideals dusty in notebooks, opportunities slide past you because you couldn't face the parts of yourself you promised you fixed before you stepping into that room. That stalled progress isn't bad luck. It's the course of putting your own growth on layaway. Pay attention to the voice on the inside. When you catch that voice lowering itself, whispering you're not good enough or you don't deserve a second chance, don't tune it out. That's your own judgment mirror, flashing back every time you choose convenience over honesty. Shame and guilt aren't endless sentences. They're clues pointing to the moment you traded your own integrity for an easier path. Follow those clues back to the exact point you stepped off your true lane. All of those signs, mental loops, physical strain, fractured bonds, stalling ambition, toxic self-talk. They're not punishments. They're your system's fail-safes designed to protect you from walking blind into deeper trouble. Ignoring them only guarantees the noise gets louder and the pressure tighter until you force to face what you refuse to see. You see, real change starts when you stop treating these warnings like random glitches and accept that that's your compass pointing you back to what really matters. When you learn to listen, like really listen, to what's breaking down, you gain the power to patch it up. Awareness becomes your first act of responsibility. It's the choice to stop, to breathe, and for you to finally admit that I've been here before because I left something undone. That moment, when you stare down the replay and decide that you settled the score, that's the pivot point. From there, you step into the next phase where you repair work begins and you rebuild your path with purpose. Recognizing the warning signs is your wake-up call. It's not pretty. It never was meant to be. But it's as real as you gonna get. And it's the only way you break free from the loop and walk toward what you're meant to carry. You see, steps that mean something is all about practicing realignment. And it isn't about lighting candles or reciting lines you learned online. It's the grind you put in when nobody's watching. You choose clarity over comfort, even when your heart's pounding in your chest. You know the holes in your story, the debt you let pile up like old stacks of unpaid bills. You got to roll up your sleeves, baby. Calling people you ghosted, swallowing your pride so you can speak your truth. It's raw, it's hard, but it's necessary. It's the only way to stitch new strength into the tapestry that's fraying at the edges. You know, when you get that old carpet that starts lifting up at the edges, that's what that shit's like. And if you really want to know, you need to own your own word. Track down every promise you let slide. Dig up the conversation you dodged when excuses about being busy or not ready. Reach out even if it feels impossible. Pick up the phone or step through that door in person. Say exactly why you bailed. I wasn't honest about my struggle. It's a start. Or I let pride keep me silent. Or I didn't show up when you needed me. Be honest about this shit. Leave off the sugarcoating. Have a blunt admission breaks the ice before you really start fixing things. It's not about handing out excuses. It's about owning that you messed up and you intend to make it right. You got to make it right. Apologies without actions, it's just like watching paint peeling off the wall. After you speak your fault, ask what it will take to rebuild the trust. That's some old hard shit. And you wouldn't be here if you wasn't ready to put that work in. If you hurt somebody's feelings, listen while they speak without cutting in. Listen with your ears and not with your mouth. That's a start. Let their words hit you right in the stomach and then follow through and return the ride you borrowed. Replace the tools you broke. Stay longer when someone needs an ear. Cover a shift for a coworker you left hanging. Realignment is sweat equity in human form. You don't get credit for your intention. You earn it with a follow through. Generosity isn't a transaction. You don't tally up favors and wait for them to come due. Choose one act each week that costs you something meaningful, your time, your energy, a few dollars. And do it so quietly nobody notices it. Fix the fence that leaned on your neighbor complained about 2 months ago. Clean up the front yard. Do something. Slide a care package to someone you know is struggling with no note asking for thanks. Volunteer for that after school program in the neighborhood because you remember what it felt like when somebody overlooked you. Each gift that you give without a ledger is another fiber you weave into the tapestry, one that can hold up under tension. Yeah, you're going to fix those frayed edges around that carpet. Listen, there's always a place where you slunked off when things got personal. It could be a family gathering, a group chat, a volunteer event. Somewhere you you should have never stepped out of line. Circle back to that spot. Don't broadcast it. Walk in it head down if you have to, but walk in. People notice presence more than words. Let your reappearance be a statement. I'm here now, and I intend to stay present. And don't say it with your mouth. Say it with your movement, how you move. That moment, more than any speech that you can make up, highlights that you're done ghosting responsibilities and ready to stand your ground. Words can only mend so much. You need sweat on your shirt and grit underneath your nails. Get your hands dirty. Carve out time each morning for a grounding practice that reminds you of your commitment. Pound out a few rounds of push-ups until your lungs burn, then breathe through that ache. Take a brisk walk through the parts of the block you usually skip. Load up your bike and ride it until your legs feel like lead. With every step and reputation that you do, say to yourself, this is what realignment looks like. That's what it feels like. It's not a meditation, it's movement that shakes out the old debts and anchors you into the work at hand. I hope that made sense. Let that sink in for about a minute. I'll be right back.
You're tuned in to Lady K's Lounge, where soul speaks first. Hey, hey, yeah. She don't need to announce her presence, she just steps in, and the room remembers who she is. This is Lady K. Her crown don't slip, with attitude and ease. Oh, she don't walk, she glides through smoke and prayers. Velvet nights and hair heavy with stares. Queen of the hush, she don't need no sound. You feel her presence before she's around. She's thunder and silk, a stone with grace. Lighting candles just by showing face. Glowing in her space. Lady K, your crown don't slip, even when the world tries to make you trip. Lady K, your fire don't fade. You were born a star.
Welcome back. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Lady K Music. It's always a good time over there with my Memphis sister. Memphis all day. And remember Lady K. Ashe. Let's continue. Like I said, if you're not here to put in the work, then this ain't for you. But for those of you who are, if you're going to build the momentum, you've got to guard your energy. That means learning to say no without guilt, no to the plans that drain you, no to the conversations that recycle old wounds without progress, no to favors that put you at the bottom of somebody else's list. Each refusal is in line in the sand, marking the ground that you'll protect. It's not cruelty, it's self-preservation. You can't pour from an empty cup. And if you left yourself hollow chasing everybody else's expectation, realignment stays something in the distance that you wish you had. Before your head hits the pillow, spend at least 5 minutes pressing pause. Mentally run through the day's moves where you stood tall, where you fell short, where you needed extra stitching to keep yourself together. But don't trick yourself into false comfort. Write it down if you have to. These nightly audits build a muscle for honesty. Over weeks, you'll start spotting patterns before they blow holes in your stuff. You'll learn what areas need fresh effort and what cracks your thought, when sealed, are still bleeding. Realignment isn't just a one-time quick hit. It's a slow build of a marathon. As you patch your old mistakes, let each repaired bond teach you something new about respect, resilience, and self-worth. When the relationship lands back on solid ground, look at how you both move through that fire. When you reclaim your trust, observe what shifted inside you. Did your confidence inch up? Did your voice carry more weight? Use those lessons to prevent old missteps from sneaking back in. Growth happens when you let repair work sharpen your instincts so you're ready the next time life tests your integrity. You've learned to spot the holes Now you're ready to sew them shut. This work, tracking down the people you left in limbo, showing up where you're ghosted, giving without strings, demanding accountability from yourself is the real deal. It's the hustle that deepens every fiber in your own life. Keep at it. Don't quit. The day you wake up and your balance sheet feels clear, you'll know it wasn't luck. It was relentless, unfiltered effort that made you whole. Do some daily commitments. Keep it a buck every damn day. You roll back to the block after a long grind, right? Keys jingling, mind still buzzing from calls you missed, and deadlines breathing down your neck, and the streetlights flicker on. Concerns start flooding back in, but the corners are quiet, except from distant sirens and a hum of late night traffic. Balance isn't some weekend retreat or a half-assed pep talk. It's built in these after-hour moments when you either own your moves or let the day's mess ride you into tomorrow. Real talk. If you want your life to hold weight, you've got to have to treat each sunrise in every street corner like a checkpoint. You feel me? It's the same. That's what I'm trying to show you a comparison. And every night, before you even think about passing out with the TV in the background or your thumb on autopilot scrolling through everybody else's highlight reel, stop. Hit pause on the distractions and give yourself an honest 5 to 10 minutes. Sit down with the mirror, literally or metaphorically. This isn't about guilt tripping or over analyzing every breath you took today. It's about discipline. This is about making truth telling a daily habit, even when the truth tastes bitter and go down like sandpaper. You don't need no special journal or no fancy ass prompts. This isn't aesthetics. Open your notes app. Snatch a receipt out of your pocket. Scribble on the back of a bill if you have to. This isn't for Instagram. It's for your growth. It's for your soul. This is your nightly street debrief. Your check-in with the only person who can really hold you accountable, and that's yourself. Ask the hard questions. Who did I show up for today? And who did I leave hanging because I didn't feel like dealing with their need, their tone, or their pain? Did I follow through on what I said I do? Or did I let my mouth write a check my effort could never cash? Was I present in the moments that matter, or was I somewhere else mentally, emotionally, spiritually, ghosting my own damn life? Did I pick the easy way out when the real work showed up at my door? Did I ignore that school call from my kid's teacher because I didn't want to face whatever truth they were about to drop? Did I hit decline on that friend who's been sliding in silence, just needing somebody to notice? Did I trade in a real connection for a few more likes, a few more dollars, a few more minutes of pretending I'm fine? This is the part where you don't get to sugarcoat, where you own the days you were solid and the days that you were slippery. Not to beat yourself up, but to build the muscle of self-awareness with some bite. Because if you don't track where you've been slipping, how the hell you going to stop the fall? Just saying. That 5-minute rundown might feel small now, but over time it sharpens your instincts. It makes you quicker to recognize the potholes you keep stepping in, the patterns that keep you stuck in the detours you call survival that are really just delay tactics. The real work, it's in the repetition. Night after night, even when you're tired. Even when you think that you had a good enough day, especially then, because this isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. And consistency builds trust in yourself, not performative trust, not front-facing image management, real trust. That I know me even when nobody else is watching kind of trust. Eventually, those nightly audits stop being just a habit and start becoming your foundation. You start moving through a life a little sharper, a little clearer. You spot the cracks before they become ruts. You hear the hesitation in your voice before you make that excuse. You catch yourself reaching for the easy way out and you pause. And then you turn instead. You learn how to show up better, not for the world, but for your name, for your peace, for the version of you that didn't want to keep falling asleep knowing that they left something important undone. So tonight, before the world put you to sleep with noise and numbness, sit your ass down and check in. Quietly, honestly, no filters, just you, your day, and a record of whether you move like you meant it. This is how you build yourself from the inside out. Every damn night. No shortcuts, no props, just truth. Ashe? All right.
Just pull up to the Love Palace. Ain't no cap here. Just facts and feels. D and Kel's on the mic. We talking ships, all kinds. Pull up and unpack. Just enjoy. Friendships that held me down through the struggle. Companions who dipped when I stepped out the bubble. Family ties that tug, some tight, some frayed. But we lay it all out, let the truth get played. No judgment, just lessons on velvet chairs. We speak from the gut, raw love, stripped bare. Got a steed, got that glow like sage in the wind. Queen Clothes hit the mic, truth spilling again.
Ships, we talking, we walking, no filters, just real. Love Palace, the spot where your soul can heal. All them ties, all those vibes, we ain't letting them drown. We lift ships up, never tear them down.
Welcome back. Make sure that you share, like, and subscribe to the ships. They'll be coming back this week coming up. Every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune into the Love Palace at Gala-D of Love. And let the captains learn you something. And then get ready for the live Q&A that follows after. For your morning intention, sunrise comes quicker than you think. And once your feet hit that porch, the world starts moving, with or without you. The streets already humming before you had a chance to blink. Energy is live. People are already plotting, pushing, scrambling, selling, slipping, skipping. Right here in that first inhale, before you step onto the cracked pavement or slide into the noise of another day, you need to decide who the hell you gonna be. Don't wait until you're halfway to work or knee deep in a group chat argument to start thinking about how you want the day to go. Take 30 seconds, real ones, not scrolling time, not halfway listening to a podcast time, full presence. Stand at your front gate, lean on the wall, sit on the edge of your bed, look out the window if you have to. But make the moment real. Because if you don't grab that intention and set it firm, the world is going to hand you one. And it won't be rooted in anything that you ask for. This isn't about writing full affirmations unless that's your vibe. It's about locking in one solid word that guides how you walk, how you talk, how you move, something that slices through the chaos, something that don't require a mood, a playlist, or a perfect sunrise. Something gritty, raw, real, and rooted. Say it loud or whisper it low. I own my word today. I handle business with realness. I keep my circle tight and my hustle tighter. I protect my peace, period. I don't move for claps, I move for results. And once you say it, don't just walk away like it was cute. Let it live in your body. Let it sit behind your eyes when the phone rings and you already know it's drama. Let it hum in your ears when your coworker starts pushing buttons. Let it echo in your chest when you're about to choose easy over honest. Hold that one line like it's your compass, your street code, your internal traffic light. Let it flash red when you're about to go left. Let it shine green when it's time to move forward with clarity. This is your pre-fight ritual. This is your armor for the soul that still shows up tired but ready. How you don't get swept up in everybody else's chaos. How you don't forget your name by noon, and how you move with focus when everything around you is messy, loud, rushed, and chaotic. Because the truth is, most people don't set the tone for their day. They let the world set it forward. True fact. You know it and I know it. We wake up and grab our phone and let the notification, headlines, gossip, email, shade, and spam tell us how to feel. And then we spend the rest of the day reacting instead of responding. Let me say that one more time. We spend the rest of the day reacting instead of responding. Scrambling inside of standing firm. You want something different? You want something different. Because we're talking about calm. Then you got to choose different. And that choice starts before the world even knows that you're awake. So when the sun is just starting to warm the sky and the pavement still got that early silence to it, use it. Root yourself before you get caught up. Be the one who steps into the day with the direction and not just the motion. Set the tone with intention, not just to-do list. This is hustle with clarity. Movement with message. Energy that knows where it's headed before anybody else tries to steer it. Say what you mean and mean how you move. And hold tight to that one line like your peace depends on it. Because a lot of days it does. And that's how you rise. Ashe? All right. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you, but the next time we talk about this karma that's coming and how you gonna deal with it, when we meet up again, we're gonna talk about how you enforce your boundary and protect your energy. All right? Because we're gonna keep it a buck. because your energy is currency and not everybody deserves change. And you know the type. They come through loud, chaotic, full of problems, but light on solutions. And we gonna talk about that. So with that being said, be well, stay safe. I say and deep bow to each and every one of you. And I'll holler. Be easy. Take care of yourself. Be a good friend. Watch your ass. All right.
Shout out to the mama chief. Yeah, you be quiet when Big Mama speak. What she gave us is a part of me. It flows through my arteries. Even on that journey, that love grows how the garden be. The first to teach us when we sick, the first to heal us. Mama's boy, yeah, you know, her pride and joy. Soul food, yeah, you know, I'm an enjoy. Calm you down just by the sound of her voice. There isn't another feeling inside. When they cheering you on at your game, and you feeling the pride. You and your siblings fighting, she gon' make you put the feelings aside. She can't lead you down the road, but she can give you the guide. Where you think I get that blissful look in my eyes? I need a side of ice cream with lemons apple pie. You know for sure for Mama Chief, you know I'ma ride. Cause we all need a Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love a Mama Chiefs. The greatness, the patience,
This that Nickelodeon, Mary Jane and opium, fresh from the FedEx. Yes, we got a load of them. Yeah, tear the shit down like depression. The moral of the story is you get the lesson. I'm colder than the weather in Nova Scotia. The flow is supposed to turn down. You just like the lame dude. Get the shoulder, have these niggas swinging that Chris Rock when I pitch a boulder. My intentions was ill will. When I rap, get a pill feel. I can meditate and stay connected to the earth like a mill drill. They taught you to lie to your kids with Santa. I verse in the AI now and got the answer. Don't